When asked to describe my personal educational philosophy, I thought to myself about the fact that I'm a pre-service teacher who hasn't stepped foot into a primary school classroom for some time now. How on earth was I going to develop a philosophy I wasn't even sure I had? Prior to studying education and society at university, some of the course concepts were not any of which I'd heard before. This intrigued me to research and delve into the vocabulary, not only to better understand what I was learning, but to better understand myself, therefore creating what I'm about to share with you, my educational philosophy. From a young age, people find themselves spending the majority of their childhood in the pedagogical system. Education can take place anywhere, anytime, and is important as it starts the process of acquiring knowledge and beliefs about who we are as a person and what we aim to achieve in this world. We as humans are constantly growing, maturing, adapting, and changing. Therefore, I believe that a necessary component to life is learning. Famous philosopher John Dewey supports this belief by stating, "Our net conclusion is that life is development, and that developing, growing is life." I believe who young people engage with in their everyday life shape and influence who they become for the rest of their lives. As a teacher, I aspire to guide my students, fill in the gaps which they may be missing in their home lives, and let them strive to make their life their own by following in the wise words of Nelson Mandela, who wrote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." By understanding my students' lives outside the classroom, I'll be able to follow Teacher Standard 7.3, which asks me to engage with parents and carers and identify strategies for working effectively and confidently with them. This will hopefully enable a transformative relationship to form with all parties thriving for the success of the child. I believe that all children are heterogeneous and unique in their own ways, and individually have different feelings, emotions, and learning styles, thus forming the next part of my educational philosophy. I want to engage in the support of my students by creating an environment where students feel safe, happy, and accepted, therefore incorporating Teacher Standard 4, which discusses the need to create and maintain safe and supportive learning environments. The classroom is a place where students should feel important, respected, cared for, and believed in. Nell Nodding states, "Our main educational aim should be to encourage the growth of competent, caring, loving, and lovable people." Teachers have one of the most important and rewarding jobs in this country. Their primary role is to prepare young people for the future. It wasn't until just over a year ago that this is why I decided to become a teacher. I want to guide these young people to grow and learn and shape them into the beautiful flowers I know they can be. An unknown author once wrote, "Every child is a different kind of flower, and all together make this world a beautiful garden." Whether children are raised in clear, nuclear, traditional, or transformative families, I believe all students should be treated equitably. Mohandas Gandhi once stated, "Our ability to reach unity in diversity will be the beauty and test of our civilization." As a teacher, I want to promote and celebrate equity and diversity in my classroom. Diversity is a lot like jelly beans. From the outside, we can see the obvious differences, but cannot determine what is on the inside. As a whole, they are all lollies, just like diverse people are all humans. Like jelly beans, diversity represents a countless amount of human experiences, beliefs, backgrounds, perspectives, and cultural values and practices. Conforming to the Teacher Standard 1.3, know your students with diverse linguistic, cultural, religious, and socio-economic backgrounds and how they learn, I'll be able to promote equity pedagogy and modify my teaching ways to facilitate academic achievement of all my students. As an educator, I will need to be aware of the overt and covert discrimination and be able to recognise when people are being devalued, excluded, insulted, marginalised, or ignored. I'm only one person. Even though I cannot change the mythical norms and stereotypes that circulate my classroom, I can make a change to the lives of my students. They may not remember what I taught them, but I will endeavour that they remember how I made them feel. Through integration of the everyday curriculum and the hidden curriculum, I aspire to make a series of promises to my students. I promise to do everything I can to make this your best year ever. And I promise to always be in one of three places: in front of you cheering you on, behind you to have your back, or beside you so you aren't walking alone. My students deserve the world, and I'm going to give it to them.
Thank you for watching my mummy's presentation.